Who am I? I am different from the thought. Thought I am using. Thought is only a tool. Anger, hatred, jealousy, so on and so forth. All these emotions are mental disease.
We have Swami Vishwesananda Saraswati right now with us. Swamiji travels across the globe to teach self-knowledge and Advaita Vedanta. So Swamiji has expertise about mental health and we'll be knowing from him what is actually mental health. Swamiji, this is $1,000,000 question and right now young people, they are really craving to know what is mental health.
Nice, thank you for your question, Rajendra. When you say health, the word health comes into picture only when there is a disease. If there is no disease, nobody will be talking about health. So long before getting into mental health, we must start from the very scratch. There are, they say, before the health or to keep health in the mind, one has to take care of the environment first. Environment must be cleanly. Only when the environment is cleanly, next thing the body has to be clean. He has to clean the body. Then only clean the mind. So first environmental clearance, then the clearing of the body, then the mind. Or otherwise, in other words, to keep the environment pure, then keep the body pure, then keep the mind pure. In other words, keep the environment healthy, then keep the body healthy, then the mind healthy. So long before coming to the mental health, we must start from the environment. Environment is something, is not the creation of the human being. It's God's creation, which we have destroyed. We have to restore it to its pristine purity. Then comes the physical health. Of course, nowadays a lot of people are more health conscious. They are trying to keep their health intact. Physical health. But since everybody knows about it, we are not going to elaborate on that. Then we are going to go to mental health. And what is the physical health? To eat what is to be eaten, the amount of the food to be taken, the amount of water to be taken, the amount of air to be consumed. That constitutes a good health. Then once the body is healthy, then only we can get into the mind. So when there is a disease in the body, we go to a hospital, go to a doctor, ask for some remedy. And the doctor in return gives us some pills. We take it. We call it medication. For the physical body, it's a medication. For the physical health, when it is medication, for the mental health, it's a meditation. Suppose the doctor gives the medication, I don't consume it, then there is no question of having the physical health. There is a disease. And what is disease? Disease is not a very bad word or you are cursing something. This is disease. When a person is physically not at ease, he is physically diseased. Similarly, if the person is not at ease in the mind, is mentally diseased. And what is the disease of the mind? Anger, hatred, jealousy, so on and so forth. All these emotions are mental disease. And what is the health? What is the solution? Meditation is the solution. When you say meditation, we have seen many people saying, or we have got used to, meditation means one has to sit straight, keep the eyes closed, spine straight. That is only external appearance. What's happening inside? People, we are got used to look at the appearance and we just carried away by the appearance. But what's happening inside? Because any action when a person is doing, is all followed by a thought, corresponding thought inside. It's like we are sitting down here. Before sat down here, we already had a thought that we are sitting down here. Then only we sat down. So all these actions, however smaller or bigger it may be, first there is a thought, then only there is an action. So when we are using the mind for all this, Because without the mind, where is the action? Body is there, but without the thought of that action, there is no actions. So mind is involved. Now, that mind, using the same mind, when we are engaged in the physical activities, verbal activities, and mental activities, how the mind is used. When we are talking to a person, are we just, are we really what we mean? Do we say that, or we mean something else, say something else? There is no synergy between what the person says and what the person does. That is why what he says is never understood, because what he said, he did not mean it. Because we are giving more importance to the physical actions, we are not giving any thought or focus on the mind. Therefore, it is high time to look at the mind. When you say mind, what is the mind? Again, it's a vague. Everybody talks about the mind. Is the mind something so tangible like any other object outside? I can see a tree. I can see a cow. I can see a house. I can see a person. Can I see see the mind like I'm seeing all other things? No. It's not a tangible. And how can I show the mind? Unless I see the mind, how can I show the mind? Therefore, it is imperative to see the mind. To see the mind means what? To see, to be aware, to know what exactly happening inside. It is like when an object is seen, the object is there outside, but the moment that is been the object is perceived, a corresponding thought is registered, or corresponding thought takes place. So when I say this is a particular object, let us say I say this is a tree, do I see that object and I say that it's a tree? Or do I see the thought of the object, the impression of the object, and then I say it's a tree? Normally you ask, you say, look at this object outside, that is what it is. But it's wrong. Nobody is seeing that. Unless the thought of the tree is there inside, I can't name this is the tree. But this is not taught to us either in the school, college, or university. The whole education system is talking, is introducing the human being to the world outside, but never the thoughts inside. Without a single thought, no action can be done. Therefore, one has to focus on that. Instead, not that one should not focus on the world outside. No. But if the thought is not there, the world doesn't exist for me. It's like if somebody asks me a question, do I know your grandfather? I don't know, because I have not seen. Neither I heard the name of your grandfather, nor I have seen the photo of your grandfather or in person. Therefore, there is no thought of your grandfather in my head. Therefore, I say I don't know. Or for me, it doesn't exist. Whereas for you, it exists because there is a thought in your head. Therefore, it is better to, or it is imperative to focus on that. As we are seeing people outside, as we are seeing things outside, are we that way seeing our thoughts inside? No. We have to start focusing on that. It's completely a new software, a new topic, like a computer you use. When you use a computer, what you see computer is only it's only hardware. But can the computer, the hardware by itself, will work if there is no software?
No.
It won't. Now you have downloaded the software. If you download a particular software, by downloading a software, will the computer function?
No, we have to operate.
So by downloading, it sits down as a file. That downloaded file has to run through. only when that software is running, then only it will start functioning. Similarly, it's a new topic, it's a new subject, or something it was not heard earlier, but it cannot be refuted because it's the fact. Since it is a new software, this has to be downloaded first, and having downloaded, it must be allowed to run through. That means I must start seeing the thoughts. Then I know, oh, only when the thought comes, I look at the thought, then only I name it. I don't name the world outside. Then what happens? The focus now shifted from the external to the internal. I start giving the focus to the thoughts. Then a thought comes up, that person is not doing all right. I'm getting about to get angry. Thought come to accept it, or to retaliate it, or to reject it, my choice. And whatever I see, I am different from that. I am using a thought, I am not the thought. Who am I? I am different from the thought. Thought I am using. Thought is only a tool. Whereas I am conscious. Thought is not conscious. Thought is inert. Then who am I? That is spirituality. Who am I? One who is using the thoughts. So then what happens is, when I look at that, mental health, why so many emotions? Emotions I have given the space. If I have not given the space, the emotions could not have stored in my head. Why did I give the space? Not knowing what it is. If I know who exactly I am, then an emotion, a thought cannot overpower me, overtake me. I'll just give an example and then I will stop it here. There is a snake, a moving reptile, that has the power to kill a person. A photograph of a snake, can it kill anybody?
No.
No. As a photograph of a snake cannot kill somebody or anybody, a thought is nothing but a photograph of the object. How can a thought overpower me? When I say a tree, it's like the cameras we are using or the mobile phones we are using. You just zoom at the object and you click. So those days, box cameras. When you click, that time when you're taking a photograph, there is an aperture, and then you click it through the hole, the object outside, the impression was inside. So the tree that you see in the negative, in that film, is nothing but the impression of the tree outside. Similarly, an object outside, when I see through the five sense organs, seeing means what? Perceiving. Through the sense organs, hearing, tasting, touching, smelling, anything, everything is an impression, a thought in the head. What we are doing, giving more focus on the world outside. Now we have to shift the focus to the world inside. Because I am operating through the thoughts, not this through the world outside. Then when I know that it is only a photograph, it's not the real, I don't give much to that. Somebody says something, let him say. Somebody says something, somebody does something, that's the person says something. That's his way of looking at it. I can't change. Let him say whatever he wants to say. So to give importance to the thought or not to give importance to thought, it's up to me. And whatever I take decision, I have to go by it. I have to bear the consequence. So only when I am knowing who exactly I am, and then thoughts are not me but different from me, then the mental health will be intact. Because there is no disease. Because I know who I am, thought is thought. There is no dis-ease. I am at ease with everything. Therefore, the mental health is total or in toto. It's complete. But till that, one has to go through the step by step environmental, then the body, then only the mind. If more time is there, sometimes later on, we can discuss further about it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Swamiji. You give a very interesting perspective about mental health. It's very deep and very subtle. I hope it will help our audience a lot. Thank you so much.